Says who? My guest today is Amy Schloerb. She's a television and film actress who also produces her own internet sketch series. So Amy, welcome. Thank you so much for coming out and doing this.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Great. All right, my first question is a question that actors get all the time, and they usually hate.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know, exciting. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, a little bit about myself. Well, my name is Amy Schloerb. Was that enough?
I think a little bit more.
A little bit more, okay. Well, I grew up in Massachusetts, and I have been acting, I feel like, my entire life, it seems. And I'm learning something about myself. I don't know how to answer this question. I clearly don't get it as much as I thought I would.
You would.
Maybe I'm not that kind of actor.
Well,
I don't know. That kind of actor? Whatever. But I also have a kid. I'm not just an actor. I'm a mom. And he's going to be 2 on Saturday, and I'm very excited about
Congratulations.
that. Thank you.
So you said you grew up in Massachusetts, and that you kind of were always acting. Can you remember when you got hit by the acting bug, or how that kind of came about?
Well, I either remember or I have a false memory of when I was in preschool, we did Snow White, and I played Snow White, or knowing my school, I was probably one of like 7 Snow Whites. And I refused to eat the poison apple in that. But I've learned a lot since then, so don't be afraid to give me a job.
So what you're telling me is your very first time out, you actually did improv.
Yeah. Okay, good. This is a good way to spin that story. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes. And then in kindergarten, there was some kind of play that we made up about unicorns, and they skipped my line, and I made them go back so that I could say my line.
Nice.
So I was very type A from an early age, I would say. And then I didn't do a whole lot of acting throughout, like, middle school, high school. I was more academically oriented, I would say. And then back into it in college. I went to a liberal arts school, and I double majored in theater and sociology. Got very into it. And then I was thinking about this yesterday. I think that for all of my life, I knew that that's what I wanted to do, but I could never admit it to myself. I always had to kind of be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna be backup plan. Yeah. And it wasn't until after graduating from college, I was driving with my mom in Vermont, and I was kind of hemming and hawing. I was like, I don't know what to do after college. What should I do? And all my friends are going to law school, and I don't want to do that. And
who does, really?
Who does, really? Yeah, no. And my mom just sort of turned to me, and she goes, you know, your dad and I think you should just go out to Los Angeles and go for it. And I was like,
well,
okay.
So you have a very supportive family.
I had a very, very supportive family. They basically set me up to be out here and just pursue acting, and
that's amazing.
I'm incredibly fortunate. They've been my biggest fans from day one. So I'm very lucky.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you moved to Los Angeles.
I did.
How was that?
Easy.
That's good.
I would say I had family out here, so my family actually picked out my apartment, and it was right next door to one of my cousins. So she was in one building, and then I was in the building right next door. My mom liked that. She was like, "Oh, someone to keep an eye on her." And came out here, and we had enough space so that then my mom could come and visit anytime she wanted to. So she came out, and she stayed with me for about 3 or 4 weeks, I want to say, when I came out here. And it was a pretty easy transition because of having the family, I would say, out here.
Sure.
That was really nice.
So your first gig once you hit Los Angeles, can you remember what that was?
If we're counting background work.
Sure.
Can we count that kind of stuff? Okay.
I count anything.
So my first big gig coming out here. I went down with a friend to Central Casting, and which is a place that casts extras, background characters. I don't know if people know that or not.
That's fair.
Anyway, and we went and we signed up, and they told us, okay, so every day you're gonna have to call in, you have to give them the first 5 of your social security number, and try to get on jobs. It's gonna be a lot of hard work. It's gonna be really tough. No one's ever gonna call you, and it's really hard. So just don't get your hopes up. I go home, I'm taking stuff out of my car, I get a call from Central Casting.
This thing that never happens.
I get this call, and it's a woman who wants to book me on Superbad.
Wow.
So I got 3 days of work on Superbad, and I earned all 3 of my SAG vouchers immediately within a month of getting to Los Angeles. And I was like, oh, I think this might be a sign that I'm supposed to be doing this. I think if it's that easy, I think clearly I'm supposed to be doing this.
So you're sort of the actor unicorn. You got all of your vouchers right after you moved here, off a thing that never happens. Your family is super supportive of you, helping you out with that. So you're kind of you're a little blessed.
A little blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Well, I know Anne mentioned that one of the things that you do now is you have your own internet sketch series.
I do.
A little bit about that.
I will. So I produce and star in, that sounds very pretentious, but I produce and star in my own internet sketch series called SchloerBITS, because my last name is Schloerb, and bits are what comedians do. So you smush those 2 B's together, and you've got SchloerBITS. And that's it's basically. They're about 3 to 4 minutes a piece. Some of them are really way shorter than that, like 30 seconds. And they're just fun little ideas that pop into my head. Usually I'm the only one in them. Sometimes I put other people in them too. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. And they started out being animated. So I took the stand-up comedy that I did. I had a couple of live shows, and then I would record voiceover for some of the other ones. And I would just draw, and I am not artistically inclined at all. So I would draw these little, I called them very kid-like drawings, to keep it fun and light and less pressure. So I would, the first ones were to those, and then my first season I did when I did the revamp of the series is all live action, and so I have I think 24 episodes or something that I did last year, and it was just a lot of fun, and I figured out what worked and what didn't work, and then we're gonna start production on season 2 next month.
Wow! So
I'm very excited about that.
That's really great.
It's very cool.
So one of the things that you mentioned before we started, again, I'm going to say taping, although I suppose it's not tape anymore. It's something completely different.
Little ones and zeros that get embedded on a chip.
Exactly.
Or something.
So before we pushed play, I suppose, or record or whatever it is. I don't even know what I'm doing. One of the things you mentioned is that you are part of this process of learning how to shoot your own things. What made you passionate about helping creative people make their own stuff?
Yeah, I am passionate about that. Basically, I started another new series. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I might be biting off more than I can chew, because I also have a almost 2-year-old. There's a lot going on. But so this new series that I'm doing is called Talking Bits, kind of like Talking Dead and Talking Bad, and there's no Chris Hardwick, it's only me though. So basically it's where I take you behind the scenes of SchloerBITS and share with you my process and the things that I've learned as a DIY video creator. And the first thing that I will admit is that I am not an expert. I do not really know what I'm doing at all. So I kind of had to learn as I was learning as I was going, and I was trying to figure out okay, well, I don't have a crew. I don't have someone to run the camera. I guess the camera has to just stay there. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to, I don't have someone to focus, make sure I'm in focus. I should probably put a hummingbird stuffed animal right here and focus on that. So all these things that I was learning by the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, okay, let's start passing on this information to other people. And basically the point is if I can do it and I can figure it out and I can do it by myself, so can you.
Right.
Like start where you are and learn as you go, and you're probably gonna create something pretty awesome.
I love the idea of start where you are. I think
Yeah.
a lot of times, creative people, for sure, actors, think that they need to be further ahead
Right.
to do whatever it is they really want to do.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And also people assume or think like, oh, well, I can't edit that myself. I need to find someone who can, and that's going to cost me a lot of money. Or I can't light that. I can't do that. I don't know how to do anything about lights. Dude, I know nothing about lighting. Absolutely nothing. My rule for lighting and makeup and hair and all that stuff is, do I look good on camera right now? So that's my only rule for the lighting is like, oh, I mean, I got myself some lights, but like before that, I was just basically like, okay, well, where in my house has nice natural lighting that I can put the okay, I guess right here.
Perfect. It's perfect. All right. Well, speaking about things you know, we're going to move into that section. You ready for the lightning round?
Okay, sure, let's do it.
All right, awesome. Amy, what is your favorite movie in the past 5 years?
There were movies in the past 5 years? I've had a child. 5 years. How long is 5 years? Oh God. Oh wait. Hidden Figures.
Nice. That was a good one. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about your life right now?
8.
Nice.
Yeah.
8. What is one of your favorite things about yourself?
I like that I'm becoming more self-aware and in like a positive way. Like I'm figuring things out about myself and realizing like, oh, I can change that and I can become better.
Nice.
So Pollyanna.
What is one of your least favorite things about yourself?
I get very anxious about things.
So what is one of the hardest things about being a mom?
That it is a 24/7 job and you have to do it even if you're tired or hungover.
Speaking of jobs,
Okay.
Do you have a day job?
I do not have a day job. I would say right now my day job is being a mom.
And if you could have any job in the world, what would that be?
I mean, it would be acting all the time. All the time.
Is fair. Speaking of acting, is there a role that you would love to do?
Not like an established role that's already happened. I would like to create my own character I would like to be a series regular on a comedy series and just have fun creating a character that I get to then play for 8, 10, 12, 18 years.
Nice.
Something. Yeah.
Which director would you love to work with?
I would love to work with Steven Spielberg. Sure, yeah. We'll go with Steven Spielberg. Yeah.
Go with him.
Steven Spielberg.
What is the best piece of acting advice that you've ever been given?
Oh, there's so many. I think the best piece of acting advice I was ever given was to basically just pick and choose for your own actor toolkit. You don't have to like only do Meisner or only do Stanislavski. It's like take everything, take the good with the bad, like pick and choose what you want for your actor toolkit and make it your own.
And what is the worst piece of advice you've ever been given as an actor?
Probably just worst piece of advice. Jeez. Part of me wants to like give up, but that's not advice for being an actor. It's probably something about having to like lose weight or change your physical appearance or something. Yeah, I would say anything that it's about like altering yourself.
What would the title of your autobiography be?
My husband and I talk about these a lot. It would probably be something to do with poop. Like, poops are great.
Now,
the Amy Schloerb story.
If someone was going to produce Poops Are Great, the Amy Schloerb story, would you want it to be theater or film?
Oh, so we're going like a biopic. I thought it was like a book. I thought it was my memoir.
No, it was, but now they've bought the rights.
They're going to buy the rights, and I would want it to be, I think it would be a fun one-woman show.
And who would play you?
Me.
Perfect.
I mean, no one else is going to want to touch boobs or great.
Television series. What's one of your favorite television series?
Parks and Rec.
And binge watch or one episode at a time?
Oh, I'm kind of a mix. Because I do like a good binge watch. But I also like to, when like, oh, now I have time in between, like to digest. Like This Is Us, I don't think I could binge watch. I did in the beginning, but now I'm glad I have breathing room in between those episodes.
So scary films or happy endings?
Oh, happy endings. No scary films ever. No. Why?
What country would you live in other than the one you live in now?
Denmark.
What is your favorite board game?
Monopoly? She says with a question mark in her own voice. I do like Monopoly. I think it's fun.
What is the best gift you've ever received?
My husband gave me a necklace that was 2 interlocking rings when he was not my husband at the time, he was my boyfriend, but, it was fortuitous.
What is the best gift you've ever given?
I made for him a little. I cut together him as a director, like movies of him on set directing, and put it to some music, and I gave that to him, and that was a really nice gift. And
what is the last gift you gave?
Christmas was recent. What did I give? I don't remember what I gave my husband for Christmas. What does that say about me?
What would you have liked to have given your husband for Christmas?
Wait, I gave him those little whiskey rocks. I gave him some other things too, but I'm remembering that.
Nice.
I have a child. It's hard to remember things.
What would you like to give your husband?
I would like to give him some time off.
Nice.
I would like to give him a nice Bahamas vacation. That would be nice.
What would be your favorite place to vacation?
Probably the Bahamas.
What's a secret talent you have?
I don't know if it's a talent, but I can touch my tongue to my nose.
Let's see. Nice.
That's good.
What is something that you cannot do?
I cannot reach things off of high shelves.
If you had a superpower, what would that be?
Ooh. I would like to instantaneously travel.
Ooh.
Like other places,
and be there.
And now I'm gone. Poof. Yeah.
Nice. What is the weirdest word in the English language?
The weirdest word? Mm-hmm. There's that word that I don't know how to say it, but it's like flossilopsolniflablation or something, and it's the longest word in the English language, and I don't remember what it is or what it means, but that seems weird to me that it's so long and I can't say it.
What are 3 things you can't live without?
Starbucks coffee. Latte specifically. But, I mean, are these okay. I mean, I can't live without my son or my husband, too. And I said Starbucks first. Good Lord. What's wrong with me?
When is the last time you cried?
When is the last time? Probably watching This Is Us, but, or in scene class. I don't know. There's an airplane.
There
Hello.
it is.
See, I'm just deflecting. La, la, la,
The
la.
vagaries of a shooting not on a closed set. So, what is the last text you sent, or who did you send it to?
Who did I just did I text? I texted I texted my friends about the fact that there were these little bunnies in cages at Ralph's. They're not real bunnies, but they're fake bunnies, and they're in cages for Easter. And I'm like, why are we caging little bunnies for Easter? Just let them free. It was the saddest display I've ever seen.
What makes you laugh no matter what?
My friends.
What life lesson would you like everyone to learn?
Be nice to each other.
Describe yourself in a hashtag.
Hashtag I am living my life.
All right. Well, congratulations. You made it through the lightning round.
Oh my goodness.
All right. This brings us to our last segment. This is the questions that James Lipton always ends with on Inside the Actors Studio.
Very excited.
Yes. Well, most actors don't get a chance to answer these, so
It's true.
let's go right into it. Amy, what is your favorite word?
Crayon.
What is your least favorite word?
Flossom occasion. Whatever the longest word that I don't know how to say or what it is.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Seeing really good work.
What turns you off?
Negativity.
What sound or noise do you love?
My baby laughing.
What sound or noise do you hate?
My baby whining.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Editing.
What profession would you not like to do?
Assistant directing.
And finally, Amy, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome.
Nice. Well, welcome to the show, and thank you for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.